All right, well, welcome back. We're glad to have you. 17 out of Nigeria's 36 states are insolvent as their internally generated revenues in 2017 were far below 10% of their receipts from the Federation account allocations in the same year. Now, this was brought to light by the Economic Confidential's annual States Viability Index report, which showed that many states could not survive without the monthly disbursement from the Federation account.
Now, the report revealed that Lagos State's internally generated revenue of 333 billion naira was higher than that of 30 states put together. The other states with impressive IGRs are Ogun State, Rivers State, Edo State, Kwara State, and Enugu State. Now, together, these 6 states generated 607 billion naira in total and in the year 2017. Now, the remaining 30 states merely generated a total of 327 billion naira in 2017.
Yes, indeed. And only Lagos and Ogun states generated more revenue than their allocations from the Federation account by 165% and 107% respectively. The IGR of the 36 states of the Federation totaled 931 billion naira in 2017 as compared to 802 billion naira in 2016, an increase, well, thankfully, of 130 billion naira. Well, with us in the studio is the CEO of Invest Data Consulting, Ambrose Omodion. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Ambrose. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Okay, so without the monies coming from the Federation account, 17 states cannot even survive. Why,
no.
You know, the question that people have been asking is, why were these states even created in the first place? Are there factors that you consider before creating a state? I mean, you want to think about viability and all of that?
I think they are one of the factors they consider before they create a state, actually. But actually, what happened is that most of the governors, I call them CEO, they are the ones to think outside the box. Yes, you have been elected to govern the people. It's not only just for you to govern, you need to also create wealth. It is that creative wealth that we are seeing in Lagos. Why the opportunities are happening that other business can be encouraged, so that when you want to reach IGI, you must first of all give to the people before you can collect any form of tax or anything.
Yes.
The government has to put infrastructure around. Like Lagos you mentioned, Port Harcourt you mentioned, all these states, Ogun State, you can see that there's improvement of infrastructure with this environment. And business are moving to this area. And you can even, government can tax, even personal tax, even other tax can come around there because there is activities. But in other states where only governor has the own streets tied to the government house, he moved from there to Abuja to collect money and come back. So such states will be begging federal government to give them money to survive because they fail to look inward and see what do we have in our environment that we can refine and attract investors to come. Let me tell you, for you to make money, you must invest money. For you to bring people to come to your state to do business, the environment in that should also be conducive for them to do business. That means government of these days has failed us in that aspect. And I believe that is why people are saying that we need people that are technocrats to be in government. Yeah. You mentioned Edo State. You can see where the new governor that came in has started, things he is doing, trying to make sure that business environment become more attractive for even the indigenous of Edo State to strive to bring other people in. This should be the first priority of any governor. For example, I'll tell you that I'm not from Lagos State, but I stay in Lagos State.
Yes.
During the election that brought Ambode on board, the people were saying a lot of things. But this guy has a team that have gone ahead, even he has not been elected, putting things in order that when I enter office, this is what I'll do.
So they hit the ground running.
God bless you. I think that's the language you just said. Well, some other government were busy running who will vote. Yes, he's trying to vote, but he has a team already. And in this part of the world, especially our governors, they think that they know it all. Or they carry also all of their friends around them. And your friend, because he's getting favor for you, will not tell you the truth. And that is why most of them are not making progress.
In this viability of a state, does it totally rest on the doorstep of the governor or whoever the governor of the state is?
It's the governor that will activate every activity, because it is the mindset the governor has. That if the governor mindset is that when I bring a proposal, I want to do this in agriculture, I want to do this in mine, I want to do this in this area, it is acceptability, because most governors, when you send a proposal, they'll send it to the team to review. If that team, you are not part of the team or you are not a friend over there, they will just say, your proposal is good, sound, everything. They'll keep your proposal under because they need their person. Okay, in fact, that I have sent proposal to many states. Why? We want to teach your civil servant how to create wealth on their own. The little we are paying them, let's teach them that they can know that they can invest here with little money. They cannot depend on the state government salary role. They will live big and be happy and get business that even you can tax their business. Most of them put those further under. I'm telling you that investment education is what we need in Nigeria. It will go around both the governors and the people that are ruling, even the civil servant. When our mindset is changed, things will start happening. This, I depend on government to run to Abuja to collect money to pay salary. We won't be there again. It will be addition to what you have.
And when you consider that every state in Nigeria, all 36 states,
has
one thing or the
area
other. Area of comparative
exactly.
advantage.
Yes.
Thank you. Yet we're not taking advantage of all of those, and we prefer to go cap in hand. And all the talk about diversification seems to be happening only at the federal level. You don't hear much of that at the state level.
These shows are just will be repeated or tailored down to the state level, even to the local government. That's why we need a new set of people in government. I will say this because it is the mindset you carry to government that will drive you to do anything. If you are decided that I'm going to government to recruit the money I spend first and pay my father, God is what they call it, my godfather in politics first, your mindset won't be there. But if you are coming to, I want to serve these people, what will I do to impart the life of people I want to govern? You will not think outside the box. And when idea comes, you sit down to find new ideas, you start running. You said it, at the state, federal level, we have seen activities here, coming here, and the people come to, because they are making plans, and they are implementing their plan gradually, and you can see impact one way or the other. That's why we will say, okay, there are still lapses there, but let the state copy what they have done so far. That will also improve their idea. For state alone to have about almost 33, it tells you that our state governors in other states should sit up. The time to run to Abuja for what you call monthly allocation should really be at a low level. Look inward and generate money and pay good salary.
We are here.
Good roads.
We're here where we are already. If we talk about going forward, a lot of people have talked about restructuring. They've used the word restructuring for, to change the dimension of our development, to change the dimension of our politics, or whatever it is. Where do we start from if we have to change the narratives right now?
The change will start from the citizen. No, I would say that this part of the world, we all go to school to study one field or the other. And we have good number of Nigerians that are read, we're all schooled. But if you sit down, all of us that have gone to school, what impact are we making in different field of area we are? Yes, people have essay. How many number of them have essay? That means we don't need to go to school to spend 4 years before we become anything in Nigeria. You can look inward, area that you want, go for training. I told my friend that in China, 2 weeks training, 3 weeks training, you start your business straight ahead. You don't need to go to formal school and spend 4 years, 8 years. But here in Nigeria, even when you're looking for a job, they ask you, do you have experience? We have experience where you are in your mother's room or why you are at no. It is this we need to do. If this is done, at the basic level, let's change our education level. People know that, come,
functional education.
Let's be self-employed on our own. If you are self-employed, you can start employing somebody. But now, everybody is going to rush to Abuja, want to become governor, want to become all this. No, let's look in when we start directing. Governor will also see, oh, this guy is important. What are you doing? I make the environment where you to be more conducive for you. You say, and you employ people out there. Before you know, they can tax you, pay your tax very well. But only this part of the world.
Speaking of taxes, according to the Bureau of Statistics, most of the state's earnings actually come from just 3 major areas: pay as you earn, road taxes, and revenues from the MPS, from the ministries and departments and agencies.
But I'm telling you, but if you
you don't hear anything about agriculture, for example,
or even
or mining,
productivity,
or tourism.
Manufacturing.
You just mentioned Lagos State. Lagos State is already looking in the area of tourism. Remember they had a summit not too long, a couple of weeks back.
Just like what you said, where will they start with the structuring? I would say that in this part of the world, which of the states that come? I have, for example, when they started Nigeria .com.ng, how many people started with that? But today, every company in Nigeria has .com.ng. That means if you are paying 10,000 naira registration on that, you are generating money for the federal government, because Ministry of Communication has used that as a way of generating more funds. State can go back and also do in South Africa. You see, they have their UT, different code. It's a way of generating money. But their governors and their teams just sit down. There are a lot of things you can do to generate more. If you have a good hub that people can do business, this place is like an estate where developed like industrial area. People can go there and have business and easily transact and expand their business. People will go there and we can charge, like what you said, tax is the only way we are making money in this country, which is not good.
Okay.
We need to look elsewhere and generate money for the state.
All right. Unfortunately, time is not on our side right now, but we must thank you, Ambrose Omoridio, CEO, Invest Data Consulting. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, we'll move on to our next discussion very shortly. Stay with us. It has to do with the diaspora voting and contribution to national development.